Hey, it's you guys again. I see. Did you come back to buy something? I guarantee the freshness of my products. Huh? What kind of philosoph... Didn't you know that no...
He actually has a point. Anyway, it...
Oh, it's you two. Was my divination so accurate that you felt Ooh,
You're really... So, you're admitting that...
Anyway, what kind of situation did you get into? Huh? Hold up. What you just said.
Paimon knew you weren't going to...
Marvelous. Truly marvelous. I believe...
When you say it like...
I believe that the Archon's revelation... The book only said...
So that's how it is. We haven't made any progress. Who else can we talk to? Paimon remembers that we tried talking to her a couple of times, but she always thinks we're playing pranks on her. You think she'll brush us off and... Yeah, if we tap into Dia's strong sense of responsibility as a... At this time of day, Dia's probably just finished beating...
I'm fine, my lady. It's
Perfect timing.
Paimon, Traveler. You came at just the right time. Listen, there was a dangerous Huh? You saw? Then why didn't you jump in?
You want the Traveler to take Dunyarzad somewhere to rest up while you check to...
How did you know what I was going?
We need to say something convincing.
My mind feels exhausted. People in Sumeru don't... Dia sold her greatsword. The moon, illusions, and...
Tell her, Traveler!
I didn't tell anyone about that.
All right.
It's kinda hard to believe what you just told me. First, let me make something clear. Most of us desert dwellers might not be the scholarly type, but
She's quieter than usual.
Yeah, she isn't the same as her parents said.
Huh?
I don't quite understand what you're all...
My lady, are you angry? All right, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt since you knew about my greatsword. Let's make this a quick trip. Miss Dunyarzad isn't completely safe.
Nahida, we brought a friend. Are you busy? I thought I told... We just wanted her to see the real...
The real Dunyarzad? Where and who are you talking to?
Huh? I told you that you...
Hold on. Over there. Is that?
Wow.
Miss Dunyarzad,
Her condition's real...
I can sense...
Do you believe us now? So, you think...
Yeah, they've all...
Maybe there's more to the Akasha than we know. Right. Didn't you awaken our memories using something that looked like a knowledge capsule? The Akasha relies on the power of a gnosis. A gnosis could do that? No wonder the...
So, this
She said, and Paimon quotes, the Akash...
compiles the wisdom of the entire populace and grants knowledge to the people. Wait. I get the grants knowledge part. That's what people have always used the Akasha for. But compiling the entire populace's wisdom? How does that...
Did she mean that the sages enter new knowledge into the Akasha? Oh, yeah. That sounds about right.
People in Sumeru. That doesn't sound right. Okay, Nahida said the Akash. My mind feels exhausted.
You mean the Akasha is causing our mental fatigue? When the desert dwellers set off on their quest for knowledge, compiling the entire country's knowledge, you think the Akasha pulled a 180 and is extracting information from us? Who knows?
What's the point of doing something like that?
Just think about it. If you could combine the knowledge of every single person in Sumeru, then you can basically turn Sumeru City into a single massive brain. This hive mind could make breakthrough.
An excellent deduction. In that case, we should take off our Akasha terminals right away. Maybe that'll solve this problem.
Yeah.
How does everyone feel? Huh? What is it? Oh, that! Paimon knows what you're talking about. It's a single soft beep that sounds like it's coming from the Akasha terminal.
The sound of a beep. Could it be a prompt tone for when the Akasha is operating?
That's probably an important clue. We weren't using our terminals, but we heard a beep anyway. Traveler, did you hear that?
I heard it too. Our ears aren't messing with us. There was definitely a beep, but it sounded like it was coming from inside my head. We took off our Akasha terminals.
Phase runtime has exceeded its expected length. At this rate, there may be casualties.
But we cannot lose all of our progress.
Paimon, remember... Good. You adapted quickly this time. We definitely took off our Akasha terminals last night, but we still heard that beep. Why is that? Oh, Paimon doesn't get it. Why would the Akasha go this far if all it wants is everybody's... It's extremely difficult for... If we're lab rats, The moon? Wasn't that the result of our... Anyway... okay then.
Ah, there you are. I've already taken care of those kidnappers. My lady, did you get hurt?
Huh? Dia?
What's wrong? Why are you both gawking at me like that?
You didn't get hurt this time.
Huh? What do you mean this time? Why are you so surprised that I managed to get out unscathed? Those kids were amateurs.
Shh. So Dia's lost her memories after all.
Anything strange? You already know that I got a new greatsword. If I had to say something, it's weird how such a new weapon could feel so familiar. It's as if I've already used it to fight a countless number of battles.
You're saying that...
That's right. Both mercenaries and warriors heavily rely on muscle memory. Only knowing the theory of battle won't get you...
Traveler, what do you think? Yeah, Paimon's feeling really hopeful. Oh, you're right! Earlier in the Samsara, something like this would have never happened.
I have no clue what you two are talking about, but...
So you want us to...
How did you...
Whew, it's finally nighttime. Aside from Dia not getting injured, Listen, Nahida, we found out that Dia got out just fine today. Even... Do you think the Samsara has been broken? Have we saved Dunyarzad?
Really? Good job on all that progress. Get some good sleep tonight.
Hey, what kind of an answer is that?
Tomorrow will come. Everyone assumes this is common knowledge, but the only way you can know that for sure is if you experience How many todays has it been? Is it possible that today will be followed by yesterday? Does tomorrow truly exist as anything beyond a made-up concept? It's even possible that this entire...
Okay, no more. Paimon's brain is already shut down.
That's why it makes no sense to waste your energy thinking about things. Get some good rest. You know, use the bathroom and...
Huh? Hold on, what did you...
Huh? People always say they feel a sense of relief after they take a duk-duk.
It's so strange and so against common sense that Paimon's at a loss for words. Yeah, even though it's happy and lively.
Continue the harvest.
We're still in the same day. Nahida.
Would there have been a point? You would have spent the night with new worries, with tomorrow still. In that case, you might as well rest within that brief moment of hope.
Paimon's at the duk-duk.
Of course. In the time we've been together, you two have been...
Paimon...
What I mean is, even though I had... In other words, if you weren't here...
Nahida's talking about confusing...
Anyway, that's enough chit-chat. So, Traveler, did the new clues yesterday...
Huh? Why are you scrapping your previous theory? Oh, yeah, you're right!
So...
Okay, now we've already experienced the Sub-Zeru's festival many... The moon, illusions, and... That doesn't sound... That doesn't sound... Mercenaries rely heavily on muscle memory. If all our memories of a day are...
Oh! That's why when we wake up, everyone thinks... But muscle memory...
A brilliant...
Nahida, tell us if...
To put it simply, it's as if you've mistaken a pyro crystal...
That isn't simple at all!
Why don't you go talk to Miss...
Right! She did help us find her...
there you are. Really took me a while to find you.
As expected, Dia also didn't get hurt today.
Get hurt? Why would I? Don't underestimate me.
Well, you're
Huh. Truth be told,
Traveler, could you explain the situation to her today? Oh, that works.
What happened to you guys?
Don't think too hard about...
All right then, let me get this straight.
Yes, your memories...
Then I'd have to disagree. That's impossible.
Oh? What?
If we've actually been reliving the Sumeru's festival day after day, common sense says my wallet should have emptied itself a long...
Right. They could use the Akasha to record whatever... It's not very likely, but it's also not impossible.
No, it...
You have proof?
You two are surprised. Come with me, Miss Dunyarzad. Please come along as well.
Paimon can't believe it's Dia who wants to show us something this time. 2 days ago, we were the ones taking her to see Dunyarzad.
This is it.
Huh?
See those marks on the... Let's say the sages didn't replace it every day. Shouldn't it?
That's true, but...
Then the sages would have had to reproduce every mark. I'm a professional fighter. My martial school has always emphasized the importance of the force, angle, and entry point of each strike is calculated. It's just as they say. Each swordsman has their own unique style. And even the...
Is it really impossible? What if they use some fancy machine to carve
People often say that a camera's photo can never replace an artist's painting. The same thing applies here. At a mere glance, I can differentiate... Whew! I hope that cleared things up for you. Hey, is this that new brains or something? Anyway, it's getting late. I should escort Miss Dunyarzad to Nilu's stage. See you later.
Well, back to square one. But... Yep, that's true. So, can we think of any new ideas right now? Strange? Huh? Leaving the city? You're right! It's really strange how we never thought of... Paimon can't believe it! Did we miss this because we're tunnel visioning too hard? How about we go back and ask Nahida?
Early.
Sort of. We're mostly sure now that...
Leaving the city. As far as I remember...
We did? But...
Let me think. I don't think you ever actually told me what the outcome was. Oh, it's probably more accurate to say that both times you never came back the whole night. But you two sometimes stay out the entire night anyway, so at the time, I didn't...
It is true, that's...
Really? That's kinda strange. In theory...
Yep. Something here's definitely fishy. Our memories are back! About that...
Traveler, aside from your memories that were... Listen to it...
Can't go back. There are countless spaces here. Our Sumeru's festival in Sumeru City is just one of them.
Traveler... It's time to carry out our plan from you... Okay, let...
Why can't we?
Don't ask me. It's not like I could...
I have a real emergency.
That's your problem.
But it's not like you can just predict business matters in advance.
It looks like the Academia already announced the... Let's go and... Hello, sir. Why can't we leave the city?
Here we go again. We just received an order that no one is allowed to enter or exit Sumeru today. They didn't tell us...
It looks like he really doesn't know. If we can't get anything out, this is a good spot. And the guard... Huh? Why? But... Oh... Paimon... Okay. Promise Paimon that you'll come back and... Memories! Traveler! Paimon waited for you for hours and hours at the city wall and you never came back! You promised Paimon...
Paimon, calm down.
Paimon doesn't care! Paimon wanted to go look for you, but you also said that Paimon should stay! Paimon was so worried and so scared the entire day! Okay.
Okay. Paimon, can... I see. Using two people's
After that, you left the city. Paimon kept her eyes on you the whole time, but then you disappeared in an instant. No way!
What's your perspective, Traveler? You sure you don't have... I guess that explains it.
So, if we leave the city, it really... But this way, we'll also never discover what's outside. Something like a message?
Don't look at me like that. I'm not used to being... Well...
Yep.
I'm done. Here you go.
What?
He meets...
To make something like...
Yep. I'll help you save the mess.
We'll never know until we try. Let's go then. Let's all right. Okay. That covers everything that's happened so far.
Yes.
Okay, now that you understand what's going on...
Can't go back. There are countless spaces here. Our Sub-Zero's... I've entered another space. Before me are flowing sandstone and howling fish. All these spaces are empty, except for the occasional ones that contain...
That's one heck of an info dump. It sounds like... But
there's another part here. I only received it last night.
These spaces have been disappearing, one after... Behind me, a lot of spaces just appeared again from thin air. I get it now. Those spaces are actually...
Why did the message...
Probably because...
Oh, right.
The message. It's...
After the beep...
Traveler, what do you think that final space could have...
My impression is that...
Oh, so that's what it is! After the sound of the beep, later on, Traveler also met Paimon's head.
Well, consider... So no matter how...
Wow, the Archon War, huh? think?
The dance of Sub-Zeros is about to begin. I'm going to go watch it.
Okay.
Okay then. See you later.
Have you figured it out yet, Traveler? Awesome! What is it? Paimon wants to know! You're back! I've been waiting for... Are you ready to take your Sub-Zeros? Okay.
We've already experienced this. People in Sumeru. Okay, Nahida said that all the bizarre spaces I saw, those spaces remind me of the moon We are all in a dream.
People in Sumeru think they don't... And those So, correct answer. Now, how did you conclude that the Akasha... It compiles the wisdom of the... And it grants knowledge to the people. It is the manifestation of the God... Oh, okay. Those dream-controlling But is stealing everyone's dream? Dreams are fantastical, complex, and full of imagination. People's brains are the most In other words, dreams... So in other words, Paimon remembers her saying that the real story is that Oh? By the sounds of it, you understand the current situation pretty well. So then, what about this...
Grand Sage said that those spaces kept those dreamscapes kept my mind feels we've already experienced that does the
Correct. Their disembodied consciousness is... No one is any the wiser as enough people wake up. So, this is like a dream factor. Very good, Paimon. Okay. Alright, last question.
They say that alchemical divination is the Now that I think of...
So you noticed.
hardest?
That wasn't hard at all. Now that you mention it, it's funny. Thinking back to when we were asking all over the place for info about lesser...
Yes, those can wait. On the other hand, I'd be happy to answer any more...
Can humans really keep...
You might say your mental... Especially the...
People's lives are at...
You asked me, now that you know this is... Have you heard the saying, don't wake a sleepwalker? Your notion of reality? That's why I could only give you... Firstly. Secondly, that's because people don't remember. So whenever they wake up...
That reminds Paimon. Traveler had a...
Yes. Only after receiving the blessing of Dendro can a person gain the Dendro element. Meanwhile, everyone... I know, right?
What? Even you don't know the reason?
The Academia sage Traveler. Do you...
Grand Sage said,
Celebrate the birth... Could it mean... Deceiving the people of after we end the Sub-Zero's Fest?
How can the sages...
In the end, I'm just the moon.
A sun and a... Oh, we're out of...
I'll tell you how to break free of the samsara tomorrow.
Nahida. Hey, what's wrong, Nahida?
I'm afraid that what you're thinking right now is correct. The real Dunyarzad's consciousness has indeed disappeared. It can no longer endure the constant dream harvesting.
Paimon can't...
She's actually... The real Dunyarzad's consciousness couldn't... So another Dunyarzad...
But
bird puppets are stiff. You know...
Dunyarzad truly believed that she met...
Yes. I just gave her a little wisdom, so she could look at life in a new way. So that she could be her own person. But even so, far from it. I'm still a long... I couldn't even save her.
Please don't be...
I'm not...
Don't be like that, Nahida.
To prevent more tragedies like this.
Great, but...
Although the Sub-Zero's festival, that means this...
Huh?
Well, if this is someone... Which means, with the power...
Imagination?
Imagination, like when the server at the tavern brings a plate to you, you'd naturally assume that... However, if you're the dream's host, the dream will respond in kind. But right now, our host is unaware that this is a dream. No matter how many times...
How are we going to... And even if we did find them, how are we supposed to... After all, like you said, don't...
It's extreme. As for me...
Out of town? Are you going to that place full of...
Yes. I want to try... Hurry and go. Dreams are supposed to be fantastical.
Oh, she was such a good person. Yeah. Safe, but... We must... Paimon's wondering. Do you... Huh. So, who do you think the Oh, that would make sense! Let's go ask him some questions.
You're back. You left in a hurry last time. Is everything okay?
Everything's fine.
An experiment? That came out.
Could you make a wish?
You want me to make a wish?
Less questions, more
Okay. My wish.
Oh.
I noticed her. She just doesn't seem like her. I've also wondered if...
So...
When she placed the hat of the night, what she didn't realize was that I'm... Okay, yeah. Okay. I'm ready to make my wish. I would like Miss Dunyarzad to appear in front of me right now with a smile on her face. Here goes.
Please come true.
I'm gonna open my eyes. Oh,
What?
Fucky! Nice try, you.
Guess he isn't the host of this dream after all. Should have expected it wouldn't be this easy. It seems like everyone...
My lady.
That sounds like Dia! Oh, right. Huh? But Dia can handle them! Hey, Traveler!
Oh, it's you. Great timing. Please take... Hey, this is my job. The homie Yannis pay me, not you. You... Anyway, watch yourself.
So you got your...
That's close enough.
Going in! Propagate! Spring forth!
Need you on this one. I'll be back.
That's close enough.
My apologies! Scatter! Embrace the ice! Take flight! Scatter!
I'll be
Let's light it up!
Traveler, were you just taking your anger out on those guys? You and Nahida both. Dunyarzad wouldn't want to see... Oh, and speaking of her, Paimon just remember how during the first Sub-Zero's festival, before the Samsaras, she said it was because she had forgot... Okay, so Paimon's memory is working so far. Anyway, Paimon also remembers that she is staying somewhere around here. She pointed it out to us the night before the Sub-Zero's festival. Yeah, even if it's only a tiny clue, it'll probably still help us more than this This is the place! It's... Hey! The windows are unlocked! Okay, Paimon's gonna take a peek inside. This was only a temporary residence, so there was pretty much nothing... Should we open... Wow. Dunyarzad wrote up, even though she was also... She must have wanted to give this to us. If we hadn't found this book, we never would have known. But now that we know, we can't even think... Hey! Where are you up? It's Dunyarzad's puppet. Traveler? You must be exhausted. Come to think of it, we've been stuck in this place for a really long time. Heck, even the last time we were chatting happily with Dunyarzad feels like an eternity ago. Paimon still remembers when we were sitting here, and the way her eyes sparkled when she talked to...
There will always be frustrations in life, but I know that...
That was what the real Dunyarzad said, wasn't it? Does that mean...
Yes, Traveler.
Oh, so she's still just a puppet. But just now... What? Where are we going this time?
If you continue to resist, we will have to order the Grand Sa-
How did things turn out like this?
Traveler?
Traveler? What the heck are you doing? Wait, they're not reacting. Have they been scared stiff? Oh, of course. So they're...
What is this? What happened to the Grand Sage and his entourage?
Yes.
That beautiful shade of purple. Aren't these flowers...
But didn't you just say all the real flowers went extinct after the goddess of flowers passed away? So, how?
Yeah. What's going on here? Huh? You guys are
Hey! They disappeared! So Nilu's the host. Purple bodies. It's just like the... So when you saw the flowers... But if we want to end this... How should we...
Am I
Huh? Wrong guess, because you know people.
Yeah, but
Ooh,
yep. His piety and all kinds of spectacular scenes appeared in front of the first sage. As if all the knowledge in the world was being painted onto a canvas right before him. He was captivated. After who knows how long, he mastered all the knowledge he could comprehend. Afterward, the Dendro Archon smiled. The next second, his wife lying next to him said, "You're off to search for the Dendro Archon today." In the end, the first sage took care of many disasters in Sumeru City, and founded the Yes. But his fate...
Paimon understands where you're coming.
I see. Well, it just so happens that today's Sub-Zero's festival is almost over too. Since we're in a dream, let's make this final dance of Sub-Zero's as beautiful as we can. The wait is over, everyone. I dedicate this to our god, the dance of Sub-Zero's.
I'd be lying if I said I had no regrets. I would have loved to see Nilou's dance.
Traveler. Oh, Paimon, the Sub-Zero. Have we finally escaped from the Sub-Zero? Quick, take off your Akasha terminal. She's not in her room. Huh?
Well done, and
I'm sorry, who?
Your son!
Oh, a traveler. I just had a...
about you. Paimon felt like... And... Dunyarzad, did you save her?
It's a really long story. We shouldn't disturb her. Her consciousness is still weakened. Let's chat somewhere else. How about by the Traveler's favorite bench?
Talk about Dunyarzad first. It's such a relief that she's all right.
After we parted on the last day of the Sumeru's festival, I left the city and saw what the Traveler had described. Among the countless dreams, I found one that was growing fainter and fainter. This proved my suspicion. Once Dunyarzad could no longer bear the Akasha harvesting her dreams, her consciousness began to dissipate. But this also meant it escaped the Akasha's control. Such a small fragment of consciousness can't last for very long, though. It will return to its original dream, where both will gradually fade until they completely disappear. I used all the power I had to keep her dying dream alive as long as possible, but it still wouldn't have lasted for much longer if it hadn't been for you two breaking the samsara.
So it looks like we did manage to save Dunyarzad in the end. And not a moment too soon.
Huh? Why are you two smiling so happily? I thought you'd be so moved that you'd start crying. I need to spend more time observing human emotions.
Both are fine. Everyone reacts differently.
All right. You two must have a lot of other questions for me, right? After all, you saved my faithful believer. As your reward, I will answer any and all questions. You mean how the Akasha stops you from having...
Yeah, it's
not that no one noticed.
Misdirect?
The sages convinced everyone to believe that being unable to dream is a sign of rationality and wisdom. Not dreaming is a badge of honor in Sumeru. Even if the truth is that their dreams are being reaped by the Akasha. With their propaganda in place, the sages can maximize their use of the Akasha to facilitate their research. Besides, Greater Lord Rukkhadevata must have created the Akasha in the hopes that it could be used to its full potential. That's why I've never come out strongly against this. Anyway, the perspective advocated by the sages drowned out any voices of doubt. By now, even those who never use Akasha terminals find it too shameful and embarrassing to talk about their dreams. Got it! I hope my answers were satisfactory, seekers of knowledge. To be honest, maintaining Dunyarzad's fading dream took a lot of mental energy. I think I may need to rest for a while. Oh, and you don't need to worry too much about the sage's activities for now. The Akasha won't be able to conduct another project on the scale of the Sumeru's samsara in the immediate future.
Go and get some sleep. Leave everything to us. What a relief. This is truly the most exhausting birthday I've ever had.
Traveler? Paimon? Why am I here? Do either of you know?
Maybe you were sleepwalking. You know you can't wake up a sleepwalker. We happened to walk by, so we thought we'd wait for you to wake up.
I see. Huh. I should visit my maintenance personnel sometime. Oh, I'm fine. I better go. Thank you.
We spent quite some time in Sumeru City, but ever since we last said goodbye to Lesser Lord Kusanali, we haven't heard anything from her. Oh, we can't just keep waiting around like this. Let's go find Catherine and pick up some work so we can at least keep ourselves busy.
Ad Astra Abyssosque. We meet again, you two.
Hi, Catherine. Do you have any commissions for us today?
Commissions, huh? Let me think. Oh, how about this? Please attend the Academia's Academic Symposium this afternoon and recite a love poem on stage.
Wait, say what now?
And if possible, please also use your camera to capture the reaction of the audience upon finishing the poem.
Huh? What kind of commission is that?
I see. It appears that you're not interested in this commission. In that case, please go to Port Armos and convince the Eremites there to spend some time volunteering at the local orphanage.
Hey, that's not any better.
I'm sure the mercenaries will have some interesting reactions as well.
Paimon's gotta ask. Just who exactly has been submitting these commissions to the Adventurers Guild?
Oh, the commissioner? Well, actually, I just wanted to see the two of you in action.
Was it so obvious? I was hoping you would actually take one of those commissions. That kind of chance to observe humans doesn't come by often.
Ah, so it's Nahida. Paimon just knew Catherine wouldn't crack those kinds of jokes. When did you get into her head?
From when she said, Ad Astra Abyssosque?
So it's been you this whole time? Are you done resting up, Nahida?
Yes. I've been sleeping ever since we parted ways, and I even had a really, really long dream. It was another dream about the Sub-Zerus festival, except it was a happy one. In my dream, I was sitting in the middle of a flower terrace, and everyone in Sumeru City was holding hands as they danced in circles around me. They danced round and round, and everyone looked really happy. I also got to sit on a gigantic flower carriage. Varus, the Knight of Flowers, raised me really, really high above the ground, and I was throwing an endless amount of Yalda candies at the children.
You know, Nahida, maybe your dream is how the Sub-Zerus festival really should be. It's meant to be a joyous time where everyone gets together to celebrate your birthday.
Huh? Wasn't I describing a really happy dream? Why are you both looking at me like that? Wait, could this be an example of the emotion known as pity?
No, we aren't pitying you. That would only make everything worse. We just don't want you to feel too sad. By the way, have you had a chance to visit Dunyarzad? How's she doing? The Homiyanis haven't allowed any visitors after the festival, so we haven't been able to check on her.
Yes, I paid her a visit right after I woke up. She was resting at the time. Her condition is stabilized. However, since Elazar is a manifestation of the withering on the human body, we can only cure it by finding a way to take care of Irminsul's own withering. But for the moment, our top focus should still be figuring out what the sages are up to and what they're planning.
Right. Who knows what'll happen if they manage to pull off another scheme like the Samsara of the Sub-Zero's festival?
So our first priority should be investigating and putting a stop to the sages' activities. As for how we should pull that off, let's discuss it somewhere else. There are too many adventurers around here.
Oh, good point. Sorry, adventurers. We're gonna be borrowing Catherine for a little while.
Let's continue our chat here.
Okay, so do you have any ideas on how we can investigate the sages, Nahida?
Actually, I've already done a little bit of work on that. But for now, I want to hear your thoughts. We're in the dark as of now. Since we still don't know anything about their goals, any rash move could tip them off and lead to terrible consequences. After all, every person in Sumeru City is one of their hostages. I've already tried that, but all the key members of the Academia, even the core of 30 guards, intentionally avoid wearing their Akasha terminals. It seems that from the very beginning, they've been guarding against info leaks from the Akasha. Of course, it could also be because they're wary of me.
Have you already caught the sage's attention?
I'm guessing not yet. But distrusting me would make perfect sense if they've ever paid attention to the urban legends about me. In any case, I probably can't take over their minds directly. No way, that's too risky.
You mean it'd be too easy to get caught?
No, it's not that. We shouldn't involve innocent students in this. A single mistake could completely ruin their lives. Doing that would be ignoring the safety of my people for my own selfish goals. How is that any different from what the sages are doing?
That's a good point. Spoken like the god of Sumeru. Are we really out of ideas? Nahida, you're super smart, so you already have something in mind, right? Don't keep us in suspense. Spill the beans already.
According to a popular theory from the Vahumana Darshan of the Academia, rejecting impractical motions at the beginning of a planning session will give more weight to the actual proposal.
Okay, but aren't you the god of wisdom? You don't have to use that kind of gimmick to make must take your ideas seriously.
Well, I've been thinking that if I can't directly possess the leaders, and if I can't get ordinary people involved, then I should find someone who's already involved, but hasn't decided to side with the sages.
You're saying we should recruit a spy? That does sound like it could work. Oh, before coming back, we met someone named Alhaitham. He seems like he acts alone, and he likes doing stuff behind the Academia's back. They probably aren't in cahoots.
Actually, I already have someone in mind. Do you still remember that female scholar named Setaria?
Setaria. Paimon remembers now. Isn't she the one who's always trailing behind the Grand Sage of the Academia? We ran into her basically every time the Sub-Zero's festival repeated itself. You could even say we're old enemies by now. Paimon still remembers the smug and mean way she always spoke to Nilou.
I've always liked observing all kinds of people, and Setaria has always stood out from the crowd. She was born in the desert and was hailed as their greatest genius. Her academic gifts allowed her special admission into the Academia, and also gave her the opportunity to serve as the sage's assistant.
Oh, Paimon didn't know she was from the desert. She must be pretty special then. Paimon feels like most of the desert dwellers around the city are working as mercenaries.
The name Setaria means star. When she lived in the desert, she shone like the brightest star in the night sky. Later on, she was chosen by the sun. The star was given a place in the daytime sky to complement the sun's dazzling light. Soon after, the star witnessed the sun scorching the earth, which brought forth many disasters. The star began to waver. Instead of staying beside such a sun, wouldn't it be better to return and light up part of the night sky? But in the end, she couldn't give up the radiance of daytime. To cope with her shame, the star buried her guilt and closed her eyes.
From the sound of it, Setaria's just hung up on the research opportunities here. But she doesn't really support the Academia. She still feels guilty about not doing more for the desert, right? She's just running away from her problems.
Indeed. When they are presented with complex moral issues, many people will simply plug their ears and go with the flow until the problem can't be fixed anymore. She's suppressing a lot of guilt, but before she realized it, she had already become the sage's accomplice. She can't deny her part in their schemes anymore. Right. We must somehow make her face her problems again. That way, not only can we get useful intel from her, but she can also use it as an opportunity to redeem herself. From my past observations, Setaria will take a day off from the Academia every 10 days to do some shopping in the city. Tomorrow afternoon just happens to be a shopping day for her. That'll be our chance. To prepare, let's go check out some of her favorite spots, and have a quick chat with a few of the vendors there.